You think it's easy to build generational wealth? It isn't easy, but it's possible. So why not try? Those that try and never give up and make the decision to never give up are already ahead of 95%. Life, it's just all about probability. Improve your odds. Put yourself in more situations to win, and you're going to be getting a win. Meaning, Litecoin went off. XRP didn't take off until a couple weeks later. So pay close attention. This is the open protocol for global interbank transactions. Why, by the World Economic Forum, was the XRP ledger listed for wholesale interoperability? Not retail, not the small money, the big money. I rest my case. What is going on, guys? Kevin Cage here with another cryptocurrency update. We're going to be diving into XRP, XLM, Algorand, HBAR, DAG, and even Gala in this one. The Gala price chart has absolutely skyrocketed, and I want to show you exactly what I'm seeing for this market. We're also going to be sharing some alpha at the end, so I highly recommend catching all of this. I'm also going to be flying out tomorrow, so I will be gone for a few days. Also, all patrons, if any crazy movement happens, we'll be doing a Zoom call ASAP, including this weekend, so nothing changes. And so now I want to show you a few things. So you guys know DAG, we've been talking about this since it was well under 2 pennies, really a penny and a half back in February before we started getting this rise, still at 20 cents in this beautiful ascending channel. And a lot of people say, okay, well, how do you time the top or gauge the top of these bull runs or bullish cycles or really just impulse levels so you can always buy back lower? So I'll show you a few confluences. Anybody that tells you that with absolute certainty they can time the exact top to perfection or time the bottom to buy is an absolute liar. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes all the time. The goal for myself as an investor in doing large macro swing trades is really just to capitalize on what happens in between all of this volatility. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to be profitable, just like everybody says. So I'm going to remove this, but as you can see, we're coming up to this trend on the weekly price chart on a macro time frame, and we'll keep an eye on this RSI as well. So let's remove this, and I want to just show you a few confluences of assets that reach this 4.236 Fibonacci extension. A few weeks back, or maybe last week, I showed you a list of assets that have already blown past this 4.236 level. In Gala, yet again, I said it reaches full extension. Some have gone well beyond it too. This is when we're over here, and boom, we absolutely continued on and on and on. So this is a hint that I want to share with you going forward with a few other assets. And this is from the 2021 high, okay? So this was back in March, okay? Some can be May and April or February to the low, and we finally impulsed all the way up to a 4.236, came back down, back tested on a double bottom of 2618, or really a triple bottom, and then finally shot. So now, taking it back to the DAG price chart, I just want to show you on the weekly, we'll keep it simple, with basic Fibonacci retracement, but now we're going to also show the trend-based Fib extension to show you some other tips and tricks. So check this out. From the previous all-time high of DAG back in 2020, we can see swing high to the low, and all we do is drag over. Did we in fact top out at the 4.236 Fibonacci extension? Well, here's the 4.236, and what do we have? We have candle bodies right on this to perfection. So just wanted to show you the magic of really gauging price confluence at this level when we're talking about as low as under 1 penny and being able to gauge where we can really sell and then potentially buy back lower before it starts getting the next impulse. Amazing. Next impulse, you can raise this up, and now all we're going to do is move this 236 retracement to the swing high to gauge that next level, and then we'll have to drag it over just a bit. And let's see if we actually gauge that next impulse. What? Absolutely unbelievable, guys. This is me doing this in real time. I know I've shown this, but I want to show you how powerful Fib is, or the Fibonacci is. So this wick all the way up was a ghost wick. And I said, yes, these prices will reach these levels later on. And of course we did in a pretty quick amount of time. So I got lucky with the timing. But notice candle bodies right on the 4.236 to perfection, came back down. What do you think we do yet again? We have 1 cup. We have 2 cup. Do we have a third forming? We've seen this historically in a lot of other assets, such as Atom. And let me just pull it up side by side to give you a good sense of that. And we're also going to do trend-based fibs. I want to show you how powerful it can be. Let me move up to Cosmos, ATOM, which is Atom. I was buying this sucker at like $3 to $5. And then guess what I did? I sold it all before it finally went parabolic. So I missed out on this one big time. Like completely. All right, so what are we at? Like $28. All right. So we're going to delete that, and we are on the weekly price chart. Notice we have 1 cup, we have 1 cup, we have 2 cup for DAG, 2 cup, and we have yet to really finish this third, unless you consider this, the third setup. I do not. Per the fibs and extensions that I'm seeing, I think that we're really forming another big cup for DAG's price chart. You guys know the dozens of enterprises that are onboarding on Constellation as well, so just wanted to point that out. So me personally, I think that DAG is really just down here, and we're going to do an atom type of move. But now, back to DAG, and I want to show you, again, the power of the Fibonacci. So I was tweeting this right before this video. When I find a fractal that looks like a weekly DAG price chart, I buy it. And just wanted to emphasize, been talking about this cutie since it was under 2 cents back in February, and I know it's gone up a good amount. I'm not going to complain about a 10x return, but I do have much higher hopes for this asset specifically. We have a huge portion of this supply being staked and locked up. I like the tokenomics. So now let's draw some trend-based fibs. And remember, I'm just trying to gauge the top. I have long-term holds that I'm staking for passive income. You guys already know that. I already showed you one of my DAG nodes in the past, but I want to show you trying to gauge those levels of resistance so that potentially with my trading portion, I can sell it and then buy back lower. I mean, just imagine selling at that 40-cent region. Of course, on the daily, it was really up there for a while, and then buying back at 20 cents, you're doubling your position in DAG per your trading bag. Now, of course, that's way too perfect of a situation, but at the end of the day, the goal is to be profitable. So even if you got 1/4 of that, that's a win in my book. So now, for a trend-based Fibonacci, let's pull this up right here, trend-based fib extension, and from the low of the impulse to the high, and all we're going to do is, so low to the high, and now we're going to drag over, or down really, and then just drag it back over, and let's see, did we top out at the 4.236? Well, wicks to perfection at the 3618, came back down, back tested the 786, as you can see per the wick, and then what did we do? We wicked right to the 4.236, and I just want to show you, right there. It's not like I'm just trying to make this fit and fit my argument. These are literally mathematical equations and sequences. The Fibonacci is unbelievable. So just looking at those levels, okay? And then we can look at higher levels and see if we finally break through and come out of this cup yet again, just like we have about 50 or 60 assets doing. I would love to see these higher levels hit yet again. Also, in the past, we had a variety of assets, DAG, HBAR, and RAMP, all correlated when they were all at 17 cents. DAG actually ran way before HBAR. HBAR was still at 17, 20 cents for a while. DAG was running as high as 46 cents. Then we had RAMP go, and then HBAR was last but not least. And now, HBAR is actually leading in terms of price action. So I just want to show you, assets rotate. I just wanted to point that out, and I do believe that DAG will do exceptionally well in the future. Also, we have stellar organizations setting the stage for what's to come with their MoneyGram partnership right here. You can walk into any MoneyGram agent, give them your cash, and within 5 seconds, see it within your wallet as Stellar USDC, the stable coin. Also, just want to emphasize, the CEO of MoneyGram, Alex Holmes, on TV, on the news, literally said XLM for front end, and their partnership with Ripple back in the day was XRP for the back end use case. He said they were 2 different use cases. And I replied to Jack the Rippler, I figured I should explain before I see the same FUD propagating and circulating on Twitter as usual. Also, I wanted to show Algorand, the ALGO price chart. This is per Coinbase, and I know it may sound silly, but I've seen enough assets in the space that even during this distribution, they always reach up to these levels yet again. So this is $3 plus. ALGO is in a beautiful ascending channel, moving right along with HBAR, just coming out of this cup again. This is 1, 2, 3. This is the 3rd cup, and I believe this is setting up for another cup and handle to pop up additionally. I know people see this price being down, but you have to look at the macro price chart. When in doubt, zoom out. This is why I focus on the macro price chart. So we have this beautiful cup forming yet again, and of course you can kind of gauge the top of the channel. And sometimes assets do not have to stay in an ascending channel. They can break below and they can break beyond. I just wanted to show you a macro trend that has been occurring since 2020. And I also posted this. Yes, I still believe that ALGO blows past its all-time high price. This was the most recorded all-time high price of about $3.30 for Algorand, a Fibonacci retracement to the bottom. And we can see battling through this retracements, rejected the 702, and now we came back down just consolidating on the 50%. When assets go down, this is when people become bearish. To make money in this space, you have to be bullish when others are bearish and really just think like a contrarian. Next up, guys, we have the S&P 500 enterprise software company joining the Hedera Governing Council. I showed you FIS, Google, Boeing, even Tata, some of the biggest organizations also connected to the company, Ripple, shocker. So this is called ServiceNow, one of America's leading enterprise software companies, is the latest to join the influential Hedera Governing Council. The legendary Governing Council. So this is directly shared from Hedera as well, if you guys would like to check this out. A central engine that powers all digital transformation initiatives in one enterprise-wide solution. Hedera is enabling the highest grade security for internal and cross-organization network transactions. Also, we got Mason sharing some wisdom right here. These people want 10,000x gains from XRP, but complain in my DMs about holding for 7 months. You're not going to make it. Now, this is beyond interesting. This is by Credible Crypto, so really just talking about the potential of this bullish cycle lasting well into 2022. So right here, I first discussed the idea of the lengthening cycle 1.5 years ago when Bitcoin was trading at about $6,000 or $7,000 right here. I was expecting our cycle to top in 2023. We broke our all-time high a few weeks early, however, which is why I revised the estimation to sometime in 2022. So you can see the proof right here, just really measuring the Bitcoin cycle based off of the halvings. So each one is getting longer than the next. And it's not just because we want this bull run to last longer. It's because from a charting perspective, I have not seen the assets that I expect to perform yet. They're just consolidating. When you go back to March 2020, yes, most assets are up 10x plus, but others are still below their macro retracements. So I am not selling those assets that have yet to perform for assets that are already up 100 to 300x. Not my cup of tea. Of course, you guys can do what is best for you. Not financial advice, but I'm not going to be panic selling a variety of my blue chip assets to chase 10,000% gains. Because in my experience, right when you panic sell to go chase gains, the asset is going to absolutely explode. We also have Matthew Liny. Figure 1, the Bank of France, remember their central bank digital currency experiment at a glance in November of 2021. This public DLT likely has XRP as a settlements protocol. Now, why are we just speculating that? Because XRP and Ethereum were really the only assets in the Central Bank of France's document talking about interoperability and even building their central bank digital currency on top of their specific DLT networks or blockchains. Unbelievable. So just wanted to highlight that. You can see HSBC, BIS, Accenture, which also is a first investor in the company, Ripple. So hopefully you can understand this isn't much of a stretch, considering that we have, let's see, Target 2. We already typed this in. Let's show it again for any noobs. We're going to type in Ripple and Task Gateway. And remember that Target 2, okay? Ripple and Task Group. And let's see, one pager. Here we are. And what do we have? Year 2015. This is Task Group. These two are partners. And who is Task Group? Let's zoom in a bit. Right here, at the heart of the European Target 2 and T2S real-time gross settlement systems. Unbelievable from the very start. So this is the network gateway and partner within all of these groups. We're talking liquidity providers, FIs, you name it, in a variety of other countries, with the Ripple protocol being introduced. Beautiful. Just wanted to highlight that. You guys can type that in as well. Just, Task Group and Ripple and pull it up yourselves. This is the open protocol for global interbank transactions. Why? By the World Economic Forum was the XRP ledger listed for wholesale interoperability. Not retail, not the small money, the big money. I rest my case. Also, big congratulations, we have another 5 members added to the API 3 Alliance down below. And also, this is what I wanted to emphasize. So Gemini, they listed API 3. We've been saying that really since I started talking about API 3. Kraken, Coinbase, Binance are next. And you can see right here that Kraken already has API 3 in their price chart on their exchange, or at least in the works per a variety of search engines. Just wanted to point that out. And how did I know that API 3 was going to be listing or how did I know Gemini was going to be listing API 3? Well, what I call fundamental research, analysis, and common sense. As we can see, this blog article was actually created by Gemini, and this is updated back in August 11th of 2021, just a couple months ago. API 3, democratizing information with these decentralized APIs. And what do we have here? Casper, CSPR, this is up 20% while the market is still down, and we can see October 21st, 2021. So Casper, this blog post created by Gemini, was just put out. I think this is setting up for a hell of a nice narrative. Please remember, backed by API 3's digital currency group, they are really the first investors and owners of a variety of exchanges, such as Coinbase, and of course backed Ripple and Hedera. I know people are probably looking at API 3 like, okay, well, it's still stuck at $6, even though we bottomed over at $2, and it just hasn't gone up yet. That's exactly why I'm talking about it. I'm talking about assets that nobody's paying attention to when they are low. I know some people prefer to watch channels where the asset's already up 5,000%, but just wanted to highlight this one. And I like sharing assets for everybody to see that have yet to explode. I'm not going to try to give you assets that are already up 200x on the year and try to shill them. And friendly reminder, this is not me trying to hype Twitter. This is me looking at the market. Some have yet to see what a real bull run can do to their portfolio. Look at the volume. Many assets, I mean, a huge portion of assets, especially the blue chip ones that people talk about, they have not had that spike yet, that volume spike. Yet being the key word. And I can see across the board, the stage is being set for all of crypto in the coming weeks. Have a plan and stick to it. I'm letting a good chunk of my assets that I've already had my initial investment back in. I'm in profit, so I can say this, but I'm letting a huge portion of my assets ride based off of what I'm seeing Gala do. Remember, this is the asset that has already went above and beyond a full 4.236 Fibonacci extension. So from their previous high. And what do we believe? As I've shared with everybody, and I'll share once more, I believe a lot of our assets that I talk about at least, let's see, like HBAR, ALGO, they're still up here, but I'm talking XLM, XRP, and a few other smaller alts are still battling these retracements, which means do they have this upside in the weeks and months ahead? Assets rotate. Per the last bull runs, XRP was one of the last assets to take off, meaning Litecoin went off. XRP didn't take off until a couple weeks later. So pay close attention. You think it's easy to build generational wealth? It isn't easy, but it's possible. So why not try? Those that try and never give up and make the decision to never give up are already ahead of 95%. Life, it's just all about probability. Improve your odds. Put yourself in more situations to win, and you're going to be getting a win, or at least be more likely to win compared to somebody that is sitting on their ass. Take action and never stop. And when random friends are texting you asking you how to buy some random asset or ABC crypto, use that as a short signal. Also, a few polls that I found to be pretty interesting. So I took a poll and let's see, we had about 2,000 participants. Let's refresh it just to make sure. Yeah, so 2,000 votes. Are you up from your crypto investments since 1 year ago today, since November of 2020? 81% said yes. 7 to 8% said no, and then we have about 11% saying I'm new to the market. If you are new to the market, I will say one thing. Time in the market will beat everything else. I'm not one of those channels saying, hey guys, buy Bitcoin, go all into Bitcoin. No, I couldn't care less. I'm here for ROI, return on investment, and I know that is in the altcoin market, just like you guys. The question is picking the right assets and really trying to guess which ones go first. We can do as much fundamental and common sense research as we'd like to. Frankly, this asset class is still highly speculative. So if you're making insane money from gambling on meme coins or highly speculative assets with almost no utility and no backing, I think it's smart, not financial advice for me. If I make life-changing wealth, I allocate those profits into assets that have yet to go that are well established. I'm focused on assets that will be here in the next 3 to 5 years, not just pump and dumps. I know some have had insane returns with assets like SafeMoon, turning $600 into 20 or 30K. That's beautiful. But I just do not like that risk. I would much rather, have 30 grand or 100K in some well-established asset before it does a 10, 100x return in the future. Imagine assets in this market, how they will perform with the top institutions and banks backing them. That is why I'm excited. Keep the faith. And we can see, cross-border payments are a vital lifeline for 1 billion people across the world. The Stellar network is built for payments. The narratives are getting set up nicely. Now, GeoJam, this is an asset that I will be talking about in the future. GeoJam official. Pay very close attention to this for the future creator economy. We're talking music legends, sports stars, celebrity influencers, offering a way to really allow these successful people to engage with their fans in a decentralized manner. It's going to be very exciting. And this is also backed by Mariah Carey. And this asset is going to be launching as Jam, the token, and they'll be launching on top of Constellation's Hypergraph Transfer Protocol, HGTP, right on top of DAG, the price chart I was just showing you. How exciting. We have another $200 million raise by Consensus plotting a massive expansion. Absolutely insane. The Ethereum builder, now valued at $3.2 billion, is planning to hire 400 staffers. Let's take a look at this one, shared by CoinDesk. There is just a massive army behind Ethereum. I know some people say, hey, there's better technology, it's more scalable, it's cheaper, Ethereum's gas fees suck. Well, guess what, guys? Let's be realistic. Ethereum is here to stay. And how do I hedge my bet? Because I'm focused on Casper. I'm focused on Casper, a layer 1 protocol that very well could get a beautiful slice of Ethereum's pie to properly help it scale. It also has sharding capabilities. This is really developed for enterprise adoption. Here it is again. When I was sharing, it was listed on Uphold. More exchanges on the way. Remember what I just shared with my research of Gemini. Why would they be updating a blog about Casper with no intention to list it when they have some very similar investors behind this organization? It will be listed. It's just a matter of time. A low-cap asset that sometimes just has tens of millions of dollars in 24-hour trade volume already is meant for big things. Volume is key. Also, I know you guys have seen this massive news, and crypto is just taking over. We know the Crypto.com commercial with Matt Damon went viral. Now we have Staples Center in LA will be renamed Crypto.com Arena. Unbelievable. So notice this, AEG has sold the naming rights of the iconic Staples Center to Crypto.com for $700 million over 20 years. And people still think that cryptocurrency is a fad. No. If you think it's a bubble and you're waiting to buy the next dip, so be it. But what I'm saying is there's going to be higher highs in this market year over year on the macro. Try not to buy into a pump. Try not to buy an asset that's at an all-time high unless you truly believe in the future of that asset. For me, I'm focused entirely on assets that are well below retracements. I'm not telling people to FOMO into assets at crazy all-time high prices. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe those assets keep running. But for me, I'd much rather hedge my bet in an already risky enough market. And I like this a lot. The world's largest cup and handle for XRP. This is shared by M. Check this out. And this is what I really want to emphasize. The all-time high price back here, surpassing $3 and still sitting down here as we're forming this handle. This is what I'm referencing. This is a very bullish pattern. What do they say? The longer the base, this whole area of accumulation, the higher in space when it finally does shoot. The longer it coils, just like a spring or a rubber band. The longer you pull it back, the higher and further it's going to shoot. Or really, I should just say coil up. It's going to pop. And we'll finish up with this, guys, and we'll probably make another video. I just wanted to highlight this, shared by Bedict. So Pix, this is the instant payment system of Brazil, one of the BRICS nations. Remember, Brazil, the central bank, was already meeting with Ripple. This is public knowledge at this point back in 2020. A national real-time payment system. Brazil is working with Ripple on a central bank digital currency and has noted Brazil as a future on-demand liquidity corridor. This is part of their global takeover. This has been shared, and I think this is well known at this point, but just want to repeat for any newcomers. Now, Pix will allow international operations and approach payments in the future, says BC. And for anybody curious, linked in the video description right below is TaxBit. This is what I use for filing my cryptocurrency taxes. I sign into my exchanges. It actually syncs all the transactions, the buys to the sells at those prices and all taxable events, and then it issues a 1099 form. It's beautiful. All I do is download that form after syncing my transactions. It shows you exactly what you owe in terms of liability or capital gains. Then I give it to my CPA and I'm good to go. So keeping it really simple, it's as low as $50. I have the top service just because I have tons of trades and tons of different platforms I sync it with, but completely up to you. So remember, in every YouTube video description, these are the services that I actively use, guys, not just affiliate services. Every single thing down here is something I use on virtually a daily basis, sometimes a weekly basis. But we can see, where is it? Right here. My go-to platform for real-time crypto tax tracking. 10% discount as well, and Kevin Cage is the code. As you can see, guys, just in August, so a couple months ago, this organization, TaxBit, right here, has become Seattle's latest unicorn after $130 million in funding. You can see their company's value is now up to $1.3 billion. A unicorn is any company with a valuation of over $1 billion. So this is legit, just wanted to share. Highly recommend checking it out. I know there's YouTube videos I've done before in the past. My Instagram also has some tutorial videos available. You can sync all these exchanges, centralized, or even DEXs for that matter, including MetaMask, SOC 2 certified, just a legitimate platform, and they're going to be growing and getting better by the day. So yep, I was right. Backed by PayPal and Paradigm. Oh boy. Coinbase Ventures, and then Winklevoss Capital. These are the guys that are the founders of Gemini, the crypto exchange. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and sub, and until next time.